I was going to say a little pounding every now and then for you, but, you know, that's more of a treat. Huh? Daddy's home. You're listening to Diminished Returns, the podcast about sequels, prequels, spin-offs and reboots. I'm Chris Scott. And across from me, he's the man that told me to watch a Dune trailer. It's Mr. Alan Johnson.
How do pod people?
Yes, this is one of our non-franchise episodes where we talk about film news, trailers, and anything to do roughly with sequels, and also where I air my dirty laundry in the introduction because I forgot to tell him I didn't look at the Dune trailer. So we normally start with the news. Alan, Almundo, old Alderan, Mr. Chevy Chase starring in the video of You Can Call Me Al. What's the film news, man?
Well, it would be remiss of us not to bring up the sad passing of Chadwick Boseman.
Yep, good of you to bring that up first in a light-hearted comedy entertainment chat. Let's see, this will be a tough wee segment because it's a horrific thing that's happened. But while you're listening to this, dear listener, you can enjoy how we're going to try and segue out of this into fun jokes and dick jokes and stuff, because that's going to be a struggle. But here we go. We'll do it. Yeah, far too young. Far too young, you know, I guess all the more surprising because obviously it was a secret.
Yeah, kept private.
Interesting when when people die, obviously people contextualise their work in the entertainment, and so interesting to see that obviously that guy has had so many sort of iconic roles.
Yeah.
And iconic roles for black people. But in this case, when you realise, you know, he sort of helped bring to the screen such sort of iconic characters. And, you know, Black Panther, which when you see black kids around the world being like, this is fucking cool.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, if even a stony-hearted cynic like me is like, that's a good thing you've put into the world there, pal. Yes, it's as part of a massive conglomerate that's making money and it's definitely being quiet on certain human rights abuses in China. But, you know, for your part, you did this cool thing. It was a good film. He was obviously a very good actor. Recently I saw 22 Bridges, is that what it's called?
21 Bridges?
Yes, thinking of the sequel. Which is a sort of nicely made 7 out of 10 enjoyable film, but he's great in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few weeks ago when it was released on Netflix, I watched The Five Bloods.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't watch that after his passing, because I'd probably be a snottering, snivelling wreck.
Yeah.
Because it was already a brilliant, beautiful performance filled with pathos about, and this is not a spoiler, a man taken in his youth, didn't get to grow old, and of course now we know he was doing that role very much in the knowledge that he's likely not to see 45.
Did you happen to see the clip of Clark Peters talking about his time on set and how he saw at the end of every take Boseman would have like a team of people that would pamper him and rub his feet and rub his back and what have you?
Right.
And he was like, man, Black Panther must have really gone to that kid's head.
Ah, fuck.
He says now, he's like, it's terrible of me because I now realise that was his inner circle who were just attending to his needs. Like, it was so private that even amongst the cast, no one knew.
Nobody seemed to know.
And Clark Peters, gets quite emotional when he talks about that because he's like, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
And for him to be going through that so privately and still be putting in the performance that he's putting in.
Absolutely.
And just leaving it all on screen.
Yeah.
No one knew. It's crazy.
All we do here is make dick jokes, and so, there's not really much else to say other than that, he was a really good actor, and it's a real shame that he's not going to get to kick around, get to do different projects, and get to enjoy the fruits of his...
Yeah.
It's just a very sad thing. Well, now that we all feel suitably bummed out, Alan, have you got any other news?
No, I was just going to drop in a little clip of Chadwick, I guess, at this point.
Wakanda forever! Excellent. And now let's have some more news about how my childhood puppy has died. I mean, if I was you, Alan, what I would have done was then found some really light, frothy news. But, you do you, pal. You just make every single one of our listeners, these poor, let's just call them schmucks that listen to this show.
Imagine this is how someone finds out about Chadwick Boseman.
By the way, if you're in this podcast and you did not know that this happened, you're like, what a wild confluence of events. Also, Stalingrad has fallen. But anyway, listen, Alan, we'll just assume your silence is an apology to our wonderful listeners who look to us for laughs and moral guidance. So, if we're finished with the news, which, let's be honest, bad news. Is there only one thing that can cheer us all up? A light to show the way to joy, Alan.
It is our favourite segment.
That's right. It's Trailer Talk.
Bum, bum, bum.
You know, I think the most important part of any film, the most enjoyable part of any film is the trailer. It's filled with possibilities. It's not got the drudgery of exposition.
No, it often tells a story that the film struggles to tell in 2 hours in about 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Right. So in every one of our non-franchise episodes, we like to do our trailer talk. Bum, bum, bum. And, you know, what trailers do you want to talk about this week, Al?
You want to start with some bombast?
Alright, go for it.
So, a film that was meant to be in the cinemas as we sit here now, but obviously has been delayed because of the COVID-19 global pandemic. We have the latest instalment of the Fast and Furious franchise, F9, which I think you have to say it like a car going past and you're meant to go, F9.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, this is, of course, part of the Fast Saga, as they said on the trailer. The Fast Saga. What?
I cashed out in this franchise super early.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck. I mean, I know it's bad for, like, we're literally talking about this and hopefully in an entertaining way so you, the listener, gives a fuck. But just so you know, that's how professional we are. I couldn't give two fucks about this. But anyway, Dominic fucking Toretto or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't fucking know, man. I you know, we've already gone off piste here in this fucking done this. But basically, we've got Vin Diesel, who's Dominic something or other, right? And in this film, he's got a baby.
Yeah, he's a family man. I'm a family man. It's about family.
The whole 8 films before this have all been about this ersatz family, you know, that he has, this family of street racers. But now he's got actual family. It's his kid. Now here's the thing. Let's just have a think about this. Is it really his kid? Because all babies kind of look like Vin Diesel. You know what I mean? They're just little pudgy, baldy balls of flesh. So, you know, it'd be quite easy to be like, this is your kid. Oh my God, this looks just like me. Yeah, because all babies do, Vin. All babies. And while Vin Diesel himself, I believe, is quite a nice guy and quite smart, the character he plays here is a dumb motherfucker. So I think there's a good chance he's been played and he doesn't have a baby. He doesn't have family. But, you know, like it's a series, it's all about family, right? And not the 1970s prog band, who are actually one of the few half-decent prog bands. It's not about Charles Manson's family. That was a much better film called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is a family that has the lassie from that boxing movie that was dead good about 20 years ago. It's got
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, sure. It's got that rapper guy who's not that good.
Chris Ludacris Bridges.
You know, it's not even one of the good rappers. It's not like they've got Chuck D. They've got fucking Ludacris. You know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck. Like, get Method Man. Method Man's an actor and he's fucking brilliant. No, you got Ludacris. But that's what's good about this, right? It's all about these kind of like groovy, top level kind of, who do the urban cool kids want to see in the film? You've got Vin Diesel, you've got Ludacris, you've got John Cena, you've got Charlize Theron, you've got Helen Mirren. What? Hold on, sorry.
Yeah. I mean...
okay. Helen Mirren's going to be, hopefully, I guess, riding a fucking motorcycle off a bridge that collapses into a truck and goes on fire. Helen Mirren needs to pay her mortgage, I guess. Fair play to you. One thing I do quite like about this franchise, I feel the people that write it care about it almost as little as we do. They're just like they literally just went, right, we'll get John Cena in. Who'll he be? Vin Diesel's brother? Yeah, that makes sense. They're really alike. I'm pretty sure they're 2 different races as well for a start.
I did think...
There better be an adoption thing in there.
Yeah, there's no way they're related by blood. And secondly, in certain bits of that trailer, it looked like they had browned John Cena up to...
No, I was about... Right, honestly, I was like, the only thing they've got in common is they use the same foundation. Like, it looks as if... No, I never thought about that. I thought it was just that both Vin Diesel and John Cena are probably like our age.
Right.
And are starting to look a bit rough.
So just like 2 bits of old leather that have just been in the sun.
Yeah, but I think the makeup people have just been like, trowel it on. This is going to be on an IMAX, just fucking fuck as much makeup on they two, because they are not aging well, you know? They're like the opposite of Paul Rudd. You know, as Paul Rudd gets younger, they age terribly. And I mean, let's be clear, both of them look better than I do. But John Cena, you know, the big reveal is that that he's not only is he a master thief, an assassin, and a high performance driver. Like, how lame does the third one sound after the first two? It's like he's like a fucking ninja. He's like a fucking astronaut. He's like a butcher. You're like, whoa, what was that third one? That doesn't seem as good. Like, he can drive, he can drive fast.
But high performance.
Yeah,
to do any one of those things at an elite level would occupy almost your entire life. We somehow are meant to believe that he's mastered all three and found time to have a dubious skincare regime.
Yeah, if it is the browning up, people need to be fired.
Oh... It's a poor choice.
Is Vin Diesel meant to be Italian, innit? Because he's like Dominic Totaro or something?
Yeah, he's called Dominic Toretto, so I guess there's some kind of sort of ethnicity.
Fair play, look, this isn't one of these like, fuck a stormtrooper can't be black bullshit,
Yeah.
In fact, one of the few strengths of this franchise is that it is actually, a United Colours of Benetton. It would just be nice if they had a script, but fucking, who am I to judge? Particularly when these films have made fucking crazy coin.
Insane.
I thought the hand-to-hand combat stuff looked actually really well done.
Yeah.
And then it would cut to a CGI car driving across two cliffs like that Simpsons episode. And I'm like, okay.
The franchise at this point is now beyond all logic and physics. It's insane. These guys were illegal street racers, and now it's basically like a Marvel movie but on four wheels.
Yeah.
They're all like car driving superheroes.
Yeah. And again, like Marvel films that they're filming in Edinburgh as well.
But also, like superhero films, there's a character come back from the dead, which seems like a big reveal to blow in the trailer.
Oh, is that the Asian guy?
Yeah, Han's back. And obviously that was a reason they were meant to be so annoyed at Jason Statham, was because Statham had killed Han previously.
Okay. But Statham's now kind of a good guy in the films.
Yeah, from Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know what was happening.
So now, like, everyone that he's killed is now back alive because of the power of fucking, I don't know, Jesus or something? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 4 of these films and not like consecutive ones. So I think I've seen 1 and 2, and then I think I've seen 4 and 5. 5 was okay, 2 was okay, but other than that, they were pretty poor. No. Wait, is it 3 that was okay? Tokyo Drift, is that 2 or 3?
Tokyo Drift is the third one.
It doesn't look good. I think at some point we'll probably end up watching it for this. Because I feel that this is one of the franchises at some point we probably have to cover. But I will not be watching it for pleasure. It does look dull as fuck. And here's the thing, it's a franchise that's had like Kurt Russell, Jason Statham, The Rock, Vin Diesel, Charlize Theron, and now Helen Mirren, all my favourite action stars. And yeah, I can't really summon any enthusiasm for it. So I'm out.
Yeah, I've not had any interest in this franchise for a long time. I'm just not a car guy. I'm just not.
Maybe that, but see, I can't even imagine if you are a car guy, because it's all like CGI shit. Like, I'm not a car guy, but if you show me like a car and a stunt with something cool happening, I'd be like, yeah, fucking cool. Whereas this is basically like, oh wow, they really did a nice render on that car there. The VFX farm that they're underpaying to make this car fall like that, So, yeah, I'm not into the Fast and Furious. What else have we got to discuss today?
Let's use John Cena as our bridge to the Suicide Squad teaser trailer dropped as part of this DC online panel.
They call it the DC fandome.
Yeah.
That's a really lame title.
Yeah.
To use a phrase I never use. The vibe is that you can't have Comic-Con where we would, have all these big reveals.
Yeah.
So we're doing an online Comic-Con for DC stuff. We're calling it the DC fandom. So they did drop a couple of trailers. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Suicide Squad. Now so trailers are a strong word.
Yeah.
They dropped 2 bits of video, one of which I watched half of and went, I don't want to fuck this. Right? So the kind of teaser trailer was just basically all the actors that were going to be in it.
Yeah.
And introducing who they're playing. So basically introducing all these characters, which is basically what the first film did for the first fucking hour of Suicide Squad, was just introduce characters. So it was great to just have a trailer that was like, we're just going to do this again. We're just going to introduce characters, because that's what everyone loved about the first film.
Yeah,
The constant introduction of people you don't care about.
This film, as far as I know, is finished. It's ready to go, but again, it's been held back. And the lineup of heroes is just insane. I really do hope that James Gunn brings that sort of like magic magic that he brought to the Guardians of the Galaxy and applies it to the Suicide Squad, and really does use this like cadre of oddballs to his absolute strength.
Yeah, James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, but he also did a film called Super.
Yes, with Rainn Wilson.
Which was really good, and a film called Slither that I fucking love,
Yeah.
which is just a nasty sci-fi horror comedy thing. It sounds like the sort of thing that Alan would tell you watch, right? But I'm telling you, so you know it's good, do you know what I mean? And so because I've dug everything that this guy's done, if it wasn't him, I would be going, the problem with Suicide Squad is that you introduced like 8 new characters, and this film seems to have 8,000.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
There's only a few cast members being retained from the original one, and one of them is Jai Courtney.
You get the important one, not Will Smith, the superstar.
No. You get Captain Boomerang.
Jai Courtney of Die Hard, Terminator, and other franchise-killing appearances. I mean, Suicide Squad, I'm in because I like James Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn has me sold.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we want more gun control. So I guess we're going to talk about the other big DC fandom. The big fandom. That definitely sounds like an insult you would have said to somebody at primary school.
Yeah. Check your fandom.
Big Frankie fandom over there. Yeah, I can't. Holy shit. Fucking dope with that boy. Which, you know, listen, there's a lot of bullying in Scottish schools.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. What was I going to do? Not take their lunch money? No. But also, the biggest and coolest bully of them all, the man who bullies the Gotham underworld, Batman. Batman has had a new trailer because it's been like a whole 3 years or something since we've seen a Batman on film.
Yeah.
I hope his mum's name's still Martha. That's important.
Yep, it's been a couple of months since we've found out that Batman is on this quest for vengeance because his parents died, but they chose to walk down Crime Alley, for God's sake.
Yeah, like if I walk down an alley that's colloquially known as Punching the Balls Alley, right, and then I get punched in the balls, I don't think I don't want my son to be like, well, I'm going to spend the rest of my life. I'll be like, no, son, spend the rest of your life not going after criminals, but realising your father's a fucking idiot, right? For walking down Punched in the Ball Alley. No, listen, this Batman trailer, Robert Pattinson, the werewolf or whatever the fuck he was in that film that I've not seen.
Vampire, glittery vampire.
Vampire, that's the one. Yeah, that makes more sense. So, anyway, he played the fucking not a werewolf in those films I've not seen. Robert Pattinson, he was in a film called Good Times that was quite good.
Yeah, The Lighthouse recently. He was very good.
I haven't seen The Lighthouse, I've heard it's great. I'm trying to think, is there any other film I would have seen that boy in?
He was in some of those Harold Potter films that you enjoy, so...
Was Robert Pattinson in a Harry Potter film?
He is Cedric Diggory in The Goblet of Fire.
See, to be fair, you could be taking the absolute piss at me because both of those things sound made up. Like the name of the character and the name of the film, but I'm pretty sure that film's real, so the character name probably is real as well.
Map to the Stars.
Nope.
Lost City of Z.
Oh, I've heard that's good, but I've not seen it. I've not seen the Lost City of Z because I'm working through A to Y first. So I've only seen Robert Pattinson in That Good Time, which is a Safdie brothers film. He was excellent in that. So he's Batman. He's a new Batman.
Yep.
It's an emo Batman because he's got like, you know, hair that comes down a fringe, big proper fringe. He's got eyeliner, which is good because, you know, he's not just wearing it when he's kicking about, it's when he's got the mask on.
It's the first time we've like tacitly acknowledged that that's what all the Batman masks have had to have up until this point.
A wee bit of black eyeliner. Just a wee touch. Make your eyes pop. It's soundtracked by Something in the Way by Nirvana. Very moody.
Which segues into like a kind of like slowed down orchestral cover of Something in the Way.
It's a DC film. They all have slow orchestral covers of popular music. It's in the contract, you know. It actually, despite the fact I was like, you know, having a Batman film, it looks fucking pretty good. I like Matt Reeves, the guy, the director. He did the Planet of the Apes films, which should have been shit and were all enjoyable to fucking excellent in places. So fair play to him. It looks pretty good. The fighting looks cool. It looks quite dark and moody. The beatdown he gives to some fucking goon was really cool because it was really brutal. He's not one of your hug-a-hoodie lefties, Alan, you know. He's not one of your fucking, you know, let criminals out after one day and do what they want kind of mob, you know. He's a law and order man like me, you know. Gotta keep the streets fucking under control.
Well, the Batman had been filming in the UK and in Glasgow in particular, but the filming closed down because of COVID, and now it's been closed down again because reportedly Robert Pattinson has tested positive for COVID himself.
Big Bob, not the werewolf, he's caught the COVID, so now they've had to shut down filming again.
Yes.
This film's never getting made. I'm just putting it out there.
Riddle me this, Chris. When is the Batman coming out?
Yeah. But it looked really cool. It looked stylishly made. I like Robert Pattinson in that one film I've seen him in. I'm in for Batman.
This looks like it's pulling from Year One, which is one of the best Batman books. So, you know, with that in mind, I'm really excited to see The Batman.
I mean, I thought Ben Affleck, it's a shame he never got to get his own proper standalone film. I was all for his portrayal of like divorced dad Batman.
Yeah.
But now we've got emo kid Batman. That's the circle of life, guys. Hakuna Matata, or whatever that thing is. I've never seen that film either. Okay, so we're both in for Batman?
Yeah, both in for Batman, yeah.
Okay, what's next?
So we change tone somewhat and speak about something a little lighter and more family friendly. What seems to be an urban terrorist, which really captures the true author's tone of Beatrix Potter in Peter Rabbit 2.
Yeah, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. Yeah, he does seem to be kind of like, in this trailer, stealing lots of people's food. That's the main thing from this.
Yeah.
He's just running about, stealing food, causing mischief. Now, Peter Rabbit 2, this is a sequel, obviously, to the Peter Rabbit film. I think this franchise can be best described as the films that aren't Paddington, right? These are definitely films where they're like, man, that Paddington made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do we have any other kind of talking animals that are in nice England, not like the real England, where there's fucking poverty and deprivation, you know, and a fucking underclass who've been left to their own devices by countless uncaring fucking governments? Yes, no, let's not have that. What we'll have is posh English twats and a fucking talking animal. Bish bash bosh, rattle one of those out. That's Peter Rabbit. As I watched it, I was going, you know what this isn't? This isn't the Paddington films that I would rather be watching, right?
The whole time I was watching, I was just like, what is Domhnall Gleeson's accent all about?
Yeah, it just looked like dog shit. Now, I've not seen the first one, so maybe the first one's great. I don't know. I'm going to guess no. Here's the thing, right? So, like, are all the other animals like Jimmy the Fox or something, you know? Peter Rabbit sounds like a mafia guy. We got fucking Peter Rabbit coming and fucking Jimmy the Fox. You know, Peter Rabbit's the sort of guy who comes in and takes a drill bit to somebody's knee if they don't pay the vig on their gambling debts. But anyway, Peter Rabbit and his family are staying with this couple of humans, and that's the wee cute English village they live in, and it's all beautiful. And then Peter Rabbit realises that this couple are going to have a baby.
Yeah.
And that will ruin everything for them. So, in classic Beatrix Potter sort of style, Peter and his rabbit friends and family kill the baby. And it's a really dark examination of what someone will do to feel safe, you know? You know, they're going to have a baby, we'll be second fiddle. And genuinely, when he says that, I was like, they're going to kill this baby. These fucking rabbits are going to kill this fucking baby. Because they were all business when they were talking about it. But instead, because it's a kid's film, and kids are all like, oh, I don't want to see babies being murdered. Yeah, well. And it's like, you know, if you're not even going to fucking have rabbits killing children, then why the fuck am I watching this? I'm out. What do you think? Because you are a middle-class parent.
I think this looks awful. I don't know where Jemima Puddle Duck is in the whole thing. Honestly, spare me.
Jemima Puddle Duck sounds less like a mafiosi. Nobody's scared of Jemima Puddle Duck coming round to fucking put a 12 gauge through your fucking belly. So even you, who is effectively the couple in this film, you know, annoying and middle class, I hate this film.
I am Rose Byrne.
Right, you've got something about you. I'll give you that.
It's the quaint independent bookshop I own.
Oh, of course, I bet it. Fucking honestly, yeah, this feels dog shit, man. See, if your kids want to watch this, your kids are fucking thick. Your 4-year-old's like, can we go see Peter Rabbit? Fuck that noise. Stick on like the Wild Bunch or something. Do you know what I mean? Show them something fucking cool. So we're both out for Peter Rabbit.
Oh, well out.
Good. Fuck that rabbit, motherfucker. Is it James Corden that does the voice for that?
James Corden is the voice of Peter.
That's how fucking shite this trailer looked. It took us till the end of talking about that trailer to mention that it's James Corden's voice.
Full stop.
Anything else?
Well, let's round out with another handsome Agatha Christie project directed by Kenneth Branagh, starring Kenneth Branagh and his luxurious moustache, where we have another adaptation of Death on the Nile. Now, have you seen the Branagh Murder on the Orient Express?
I've not seen any of the Murders on the Orient Express.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see the Branagh one. When we talked about this in an earlier trailer talk, we both thought it looked pretty cool. And every review told me that we were wrong. Pretty much every review, and everyone I know that's seen that film said that it was pretty shite. What do you think, Al?
When we talked about Murder on the Orient Express, my issue with it is that we've seen that story told several times.
No, you have, I haven't, but I take your point.
Yeah. And the Albert Finney film is brilliant, but the Branagh remake, and do you know what? It was quite beautiful to look at. The cast was incredible, but as I said during our episode, it wasn't bringing anything new to the story. It was really faithful, apart from the sort of opening opening segment, which added some like bizarre backstory about Poirot and eggs. I had no real issue with it. So if you were to see the Finney version or the Branagh version,
it's much a muchness.
Yeah, and that's my big issue with this, is that of all of the stories that they could have adapted into the Agatha Christie cinematic universe.
Yep, the ACCU.
Yeah. Why pick another film that has been made handsomely and is great? The Peter Ustinov version of Death on the Nile is excellent, but there's myriad other Poirot stories that you could be telling.
Well, do something different with it, like, you know, make it like a musical set in space. Call me Hollywood.
The cast is crazy this time. We've got Jennifer Saunders and Dawn French appearing alongside Russell Brand and Armie Hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Gal Gadot in it. As regular listeners of this will know, Alan cannot talk about Gal Gadot due to a restraining order because he said some, let's just say creepy old man shit, right? I'm not here to kink shame you.
Oh, okay.
You find that or Gal Gadot attractive. Okay, I mean, sure, she's not special. She's like maybe at 3 a.m. in the nightclub wench.
All right, tell us more. Maybe grade her, like out of 10.
Yeah, that's
how,
what I'm
like,
you know, if you're into a guess that, you know, if that's what you think's beautiful, that's fine, Alan. But no, Gal Gadot is in this, and I'm just going to say it in a less creepy way than Alan. She's alright. See, it's easy. You know, so she's in it. Obviously, Kenneth Branagh's got an even better moustache this time. There's a lot of parts to the moustache. It's maybe the greatest bit of moustache work I've seen in a film. Certainly since Jojo Rabbit.
Ever since Baldrick balanced a slug.
It's nice. Yeah. Also, I mean, one of the actors in the trailer was Russell Brand.
I mean, he had some interesting thoughts about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and WAP.
I'll stop you right there. Russell Brand's never had an interesting thought. He's very much the dumb person's idea of a smart person, who also, by the way, fucking lets his wife take care of all the kids because he's no good at that.
It's funny how a guy who was like a top shagger before he settled down doesn't like a song about women and their sexual empowerment. Strange that he doesn't want women to have agency over their own sexual activities.
Russell Brand in this film is going to be looking for a pharmacist on the Nile for his fucking syphilis, probably. You know what I mean? There's going to have to be a scene where he's just taking a bath in penicillin. Russell Brand's fucking dick is, you know, you see when he takes his dick out, that's like the opening of the Ark of the Covenant. It's like when Freddy opens his fucking ribcage and there's all that screaming souls. That's, imagine how fucking mottled and scarred his dick is. Russell Brand's cock has got more bits to it than fucking Poirot's moustache. Well, see, now that you've said that the first one was quite good, I might be back in.
Yeah.
I want to be clear as well, it's not that I respect your opinion. I need that to be 100% clear. I don't want to give you the false impression that you're like, because I've said it's good. You know, I've got a lot of time in my hands.
Just for clarity for the listener, Chris does not respect my opinion.
The only person whose opinion I respect less is Russell Brand's. But him, like Alan, both top shaggers.
I'm certainly the thinking idiot's Russell Brand.
Yeah, you're the thinking woman's crumpet as well, Alan. He's Diminishing Returns Rear of the Year 2019. This year, still up for grabs. Unlike Russell Brand, I'm not in this, but I'm also not out. I'm very much standing at the doorway of this film, asking it to love me. I don't really know if I'm going to see this film, but by the rules of trailer talk, I have to give it in or an out.
Yep.
I'm out. Fuck it.
I am out, not because I think this looks bad, but because I really hope there's going to be a third instalment of the ACCU, is a book that we've not seen turned into a lavish film like Cards on the Table or Mother of Roger Ackroyd. But I think this has been made because of the James Bond style film production, which is where's exciting to film. You know, they don't want to make Murder on the Links because it's just a story that takes place on a French golf course.
Aye, like
it's not super exciting to look at least we've got pyramids in the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch Death in Gateshead.
Yeah, exactly. Dial M for Merthyr.
Nice. Yeah, but are you in?
I'm out, not because it looks bad, just because I've seen Peter Ustinov solve who done it on the Nile, so I don't need to have that story retold to me again.
So basically, our count this episode from Trailer Talk is we're in for Suicide Squad, Batman,
out for F9, out for Peter Rabbit, and out for Death on the Nile.
Alright, cool. That was Trailer Talk.
Bum, bum, bum.
So Alan, would you like to leave the listener with a few recommendations? What would you like to recommend?
Simply that people go and check out whatever they can of Chadwick Boseman, whether it's 42 or the upcoming Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Da Five Bloods, you know, even just Black Panther. Take your pick. He's got a really small filmography, but everything in it is worth your time. So Chadwick Boseman is my recommendation.
For me, this week I would like to recommend that you listen to Russell Brand on Politics. This guy seems like he knows what he's fucking talking about, Fuck off. Right, that's been us. We've been Diminished Returns, and we'll see you next time for our episode on the sexy teen drama Cruel Intentions. The fact that I have said the phrase sexy teen drama has almost immediately placed me on the register. We'll see you then, Cruel Intentions, in a couple of weeks. Bye.
You've got a spin-off podcast?
Yeah, Diminished Returns After Dark. Diminished Returns Nights. It's just like the Baywatch Nights spin-off, where I form my own detective agency and then in the second season fight vampires.